It's a well-known fact. New York City has some of the brightest, kindest, generally beautiful people I have ever seen in my entire life. Fun fact for you: get educated. History lessons for you. Good morning from Timur Monet, and we are back to New York. Today, we would like to show you one of the most known neighborhoods in New York City, Soho.
I used to want the pressure.
Welcome to New York! Soho is a short acronym name for south of Houston. Today, Soho is considered to be one of the most expensive neighborhoods based on price per square inch. What that means in basic English language is 1 foot of piece of a property here costs the most anywhere in New York City. Dream is something that has transformed this neighborhood in its short history known as Soho, but as a long history known as the cast iron district. This is one of the neighborhoods that the city was able to preserve the uniformity of the city, so you have all these cast iron buildings. And in 1960s, when a person was covering this neighborhood in their research, he mentioned and gave it a short name, south of Houston, aka Soho. Now let's situate this neighborhood. In terms of north and south, there is no disputes. It starts from Canal Street over there, and then ends on Houston, hence south of Houston. Now on the eastern and the western side, there are a lot of disputes, because the name Soho brings a lot of price per square footage increase. So even the people that aren't in Soho, they claim they are in Soho. So what is the eastern side? Generally, everybody's okay with West Broadway on the west side, and everybody's okay with Lafayette on the east side. Now, let's dive into the history of Soho. The history of this neighborhood is as rich as it is today, with rich apartments and rich people. It's so vibrant, everybody's hustling, but sometimes if you dive into the history of the city, you will be as amazed as you are with the city today. Why do I say that? Because this neighborhood, 40 years ago, was an abandoned industrial place. Nobody wanted to live here, nobody wanted to have the business here. So then, the artists, they used to live in West Village and were painting these huge contemporary pieces. They couldn't fit these giant art pieces into apartments. So they came to this neighborhood in search of a good deal, a good space, and very cheap rent. Which, believe it or not, this neighborhood used to be super cheap. So these artists got these giant lofts and factories and start painting in it, start living in it, start vibing in it, start creating in it. And what happened? After they kept grinding and hustling and putting in the hours and the effort, some of the most notable American artists made this neighborhood what it is today, which became obviously gentrified and very expensive. We were so into creating this piece for you guys, so you enjoy this piece. We were so caught up in this art that we left our bag that if you lose.
That's so crazy, man.
I love this city, man. I really love this city. People are like, if it's not mine, I'm not gonna touch it. Wow, what a day. No one's here in Soho. This is something that never happens. You never see no people in this neighborhood. photographers and models and videographers come to this neighborhood early in the morning around 6 to 7 a.m. and nobody's here. Or in a weather like this, during the rain, or when it snows. For whatever reason, people are afraid of the nature. It's just rain. You have to find the beauty in life. You have to search for it. You have to make small things like this meaningful. So speaking of dreams, this neighborhood is not all rainbows and candies and art and etc. There is one important thing I'd like to mention to people. In 1680s or 1690s, the city gave this piece of land, aka the New Amsterdam gave this piece of land as a buffer land between the natives and the Dutch. This was the first land dedicated to black community in New York City. This neighborhood was the first black community given to the freed slaves, quote unquote, because after 20 years of being a slave, they were given the freedom to continue to farm. But there was a catch, and this catch breaks my heart. The kids that were born to be slaves were slaves. One thing I would like to notice, if you're ever in Soho, you will notice that the street signs are the color of brown. Why is that different? Times Square is green because it's nothing original, and Wall Street is black, which is the original historical Dutch settlement. And the brown color means that this neighborhood is officially designated as a historic neighborhood, meaning anything you want to do to it, you gotta ask lots of questions, lots of permissions from lots of people that care about this neighborhood more than anyone. For tomorrow, we gotta go interview a Russian store. You down?
Who?
Yeah?
You gonna what?
We gotta interview an owner of a Russian store. It's called St. Petersburg. They sell ushanki and
Sure.
all that stuff. Matryoshki.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah? Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay. Привет, Соня. Может, чуть попозже, час будет юга. Где-то 2, может. Мы готовы. Ради ушанки. Знаешь, что такое ушанка? Do you know what ушанка is?
Да, да,
It's like
да.
an amazing hat that I
Yeah,
always
let's
do
do
these.
that. We can use that as a music video.
Yeah, I have one and I always use it as I'm like the new Russian guy in New York. I'm like, hey, you think this is a bad neighborhood, my friend? What? Have you heard this joke?
Yeah.
So funny. If you guys need some fashion tips, just come to New York, stand in the corner of anywhere in New York City, especially Soho, get a camera and just photograph everything that walks by. You're going to be like, go back to whatever country or neighborhood or blog and just be like, everyone's like, oh my god, where did you go? It's like, I just went to Soho for 2 hours. That's content, guys. Content creation is free. You just have to look for it. It's a well-known fact. New York City has some of the brightest, kindest, generally beautiful people I have ever seen in my entire life. If you ever lost in New York, ask the person that's walking by so fast, because that's obviously a New Yorker. Ask him where you need to go. If you're lost, you don't need to speak English. Just pull up your phone and show the thing. No matter, and I guarantee you, money guarantee, no matter who you stop, they will give you the direction in the city, because that's just what New Yorkers are. They're kind dreamers. And what is my dream, you ask? It's to buy a penthouse for my mama and a penthouse for all the kids in the world. Looking to refresh your wardrobe for the summer? You cannot go wrong with Soho. You have any kind of shop, any kind of price range. You spend anywhere from $5 on a t-shirt to $5,000 for a small pen. It's up to you. Only in New York. Another fun fact, as we're walking, something popped into my mind. If you're wondering, where did the New York City get all these fancy names, such as Big Apple, such as Soho, Tribeca, Dumbo, Lolita, Nomad? The names are very cute. I've personally like them because New York City is built like a grid. It's street numbers everywhere. It's hard to say, hey, yo, I'm from 34th Street. So it's better to have a little bit of a community because community brings people in. There are some people that have this pride in them. For instance, I'm a West Village Chelsea guy. I don't want to be on the east side. It's like Tupac versus Biggie, but it's not. It's actually not that big of a deal. It's not a big deal at all. It's New York City, that's what matters the most. However, also another fun fact, there is no official neighborhoods in New York City, in case you're wondering. Everything is just a nickname. Just like my nickname is Timka, also known as the greatest broker in the world. Now, what I want to tell you last is Soho is the original creator of a cute name for a neighborhood. After Soho, everybody else followed, such as Tribeca, Dumbo, everything else you can imagine. Michigan City, it's not true. Michigan City is not related. By the way, this is scaffold, as in S, scaffold. Every few years, the city in New York has to fix these bricks because the city is so old. It's been around since the 1600s. So they have to fix these bricks so obviously it doesn't fall on someone's head. So if you're getting upset with the scaffoldings, I understand your frustration. I think they're ugly too, but damn it, they're so useful. Imagine a brick falls in your head as you're vlogging and it's over. We will have to dedicate a whole another show for food in Soho. It's too much. Like, we need to have a complete different show called Food in Soho. Well, we need your opinion, guys. If you have any opinion, please let us know. We care about your feedback. We are doing the show for you. If we make this amazing film and there's only my mom and Victor's mom watching, it's great. Obviously, they're amazing fans. Smash that like button. Can we come up with something nicer than smash
Like that
like
smash button.
Like that. We need to make a voice now. Like
Subscribe.
that smash button.
Like that subscribe button. Yo, like
Yeah.
that subscribe button.
Yeah, how about this? What? Stay right here. I want like, subscribe, like, subscribe. Meet again. This is Timur Mon, and we would like to show you what is inside these penthouses in New York City.
Je ne veux pas travailler, je ne veux pas déjeuner, je veux seulement l'oublier et puis je fume.